Is wet braided fishing line any stronger than dry braided fishing line? We're going to run 3 tests, 3 dry, 3 wet, and see what happens. All right, here's test wet 1, wet braided fishing line, 15 pounds. Okay, here we got dry 1, dry braid fishing line, first test. Dry braid 1 broke at 20.2 pounds of tension. Okay, here we got wet 2, wet 2. Here we are testing wet braid, 15-pound test. And this wet dry test was really a suggestion from a lot of you guys dropping comments. So if you have any good ideas, drop a comment and I'll try to do it. Here we go, wet 2. Okay, wet 2 is at 20.6 pounds of pull tension. Dry 2, test dry 2. Okay, test 2 on the dry braid. All right, let me show you the fishing knot I'm using in this video for all the tests. Put the line through the swivel. I'll take the tag line and put it back through a second time. Now you're going to pull that tag line so you have a little loop like that near the swivel. Now you're going to pinch that in place with your fingers. Now you're going to wrap the tag line around the main line 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to put that tag line through that loop there that you pinched. Okay? You're going to wet your fishing line. You're going to hold your tag line and pull your main line. Cut your tag. That's the knot we're using here. Test 3 of the wet braid. Okay, test 3 of the wet braid. Test 3 of the wet braid. Looks like that's the highest number we had on a wet braid so far. Okay, now we're doing test dry 3. Dry braid, the third test. And at the end of this video, we're going to look at all the numbers together and find the average of wet versus dry braid. Here we go, dry 3. So several people told me in one of my previous videos that wet braided fishing line was much stronger than dry braided fishing line. So I said I'm going to test and see for sure. We did 3 tests with wet braided fishing line. Added the 3 scores up and divided by 3 to find the average. Then we did 3 dry braided fishing line tests. Added them up, divided by 3 and find the average. So the average of the wet was 20.9 and the average of the dry was 18.2. Not much of a difference to me. So my conclusion is wet braided fishing line is not stronger than dry braided fishing line. What do you think?